What's up? We're back at it again in the garage. Today I'm going to be header wrapping the downpipe. I have my roll of wrap right here. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what I have to do to prepare for that, along with the process on which you wrap it around the piping and fasten it so it doesn't move anywhere. So without further ado, we will get into today's task. So what I'm going to start with today, I don't know exactly how long I'm going to need this to be for the downpipe. This first little section up here, right off the turbo, isn't going to take very much. It might take, I don't know, a 2-foot chunk, and then I can cut off some extra. This header wrap also is like very fibrous. There's little pieces of fiberglass strands on it. Make sure you wear a pair of gloves. I'm going to cut it to a certain length for this top piece up here, and then I'm going to actually soak it down with some water just so those fibers don't fly all over in the air. It's not good to breathe any of those fibers in. It's also very itchy. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball a little bit with the length that I'm going to go with, and then I'm just going to cut it in a section. I have plenty of wrap here, so if I cut it short, not that big of a deal. I have plenty to be able to make another piece. So starting off maybe 2 feet, 2.5 feet, I'm not real sure. I'm going to put it in my bucket right here and then just kind of pour some water over it just to get it kind of wet. I'm not trying to soak it because I'm going to squeeze a lot of that back out, but at least get it to where it's kind of wet. Kind of wrap it up a little bit so it's not just this floppy piece, and pour the water over that. Press it on. When you get it wet, also, it tends to stretch a little bit and you'll get a tighter wrap on whatever you're trying to wrap. So I got it kind of damp. There's not all kinds of loose fibers all over the place, and it stretches a little bit more. I'll get my cutter down here. I also need a couple of my stainless steel zip ties. These ones I believe I just got from Harbor Freight. So these will withstand heat and any temperature that's in the engine bay. So kind of start right up at the top here, kind of give a little fold, kind of like a triangle shape there. I'm not going to be able to get all the way up on the top because of the shape right up on the turbo, but get one solid wrap right around here to overlap on that folded piece. Pull it real nice and tight. Each time I come about a quarter of the way around the pipe, I'm just re-stretching and pulling it as tight as I can. So the 2.5 feet might just be a little short for going that whole first piece. So I'm actually probably going to recut a new piece that's a little bit longer. I can save this piece for something else at a later date. Not a big deal. I will just use this as kind of like a template of how long not to go.
Perfect.
So now I got one zip tie on there. I'm gonna get a second one. This one is actually going to go, instead of directly over where this flap is, I'm gonna go through a section here, so then the flap is held down as well. The first one I just went right through the flap just to get the flap down. And we'll go through the actual wrap on the pipe. See if I can get it back out.
Perfect.
I will also secure it up on the top, even though I do have it with a triangle fold on the top. It's still good to secure it up top. Last year I had wrap come off and then it was dangling under the car. Pull it real nice and tight. Clip off the extra. Tap that down, and then that shouldn't go anywhere. So that's the first section of that. Now I need to kind of gauge the second piece, how long that's going to be. I went with almost 3 feet up on this 6-inch little piece and up a 90-degree elbow there. So almost 3 feet on about 6 inches of exhaust. Kind of shows how much we'll need on the bottom section there. But before I go to the second piece, I'm gonna just get this last one up on top just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. There it is. That's just the first section of the pipe. And we'll continue on with the second piece. Alright, so on to the lower portion of the downpipe. This took about 2.5, 3 feet just on this little 6-inch upper portion of the downpipe. So I'm gonna probably double that for this lower portion because it's about twice the length as the upper portion. Pull this off here, use the miscut piece as a measuring tool here, and then we're going to do it a second this time here. Got this long, almost 6 feet strip, 6-foot strip. Roll it all back up here so I can dip it in the water. We have a triangle. Alright, we're not going all the way down either. We don't need to. Once we're past the flex pipe here, it's going to be below where the oil feed line is anyways, and down by the transmission. It should be fine down there. The main portion of the heat is right up in this first half. Poke one of these through here. Try and get this nice and tight on the bottom. I'm just pinching and then rolling it a little bit. If you go too far, it'll snap the zip tie. Cut the excess off. going to double up the zip tie on the bottom here just to make sure this isn't just flapping around. That's the bottom. There's a little bit of a split here. It just had a hard time wrapping around the flex pipe, but that should be fine. Also going to put one over the top here, just to squish down where that triangle fold was. So there it is. That's the wrap downpipe for now. It's going to get all the heat contained into the downpipe all the way past where the trans bell housing is. Back here, it's fine after that. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.